All right, that was the Easton Area High School Carol Lutte director. That last piece we heard was a section of Samuel Hazo's Arabesque, and before that, a wonderful portion of The Hounds of Spring by Alfred Reed, as conducted by Greg Martin, who had been clinicking them. There is a group that we need to do a shout out and a huge thank you to, and they've been very much behind the scenes here, but I want to recognize them. The Tau Beta Sigma and Kappa Kappa Psi organizations here on campus. They are a national honorary band, sorority, and fraternity. If you've not heard of them, they have been doing tremendous work here on site, taking care of the visiting music students, feeding them pizza, making sure that rooms were set up and that the stages were set up. So we really want to say thank you to TBS and KK Psi for all their hard work that they've been doing here at Westchester University. And here is Carol Lutte, and let's see, let's make sure that's on. There we go. All right. Excellent. You have a wonderful band. Congratulations. That was a tremendous performance and fantastic musical selections too.
Thank you.
So we've enjoyed having you here. They've obviously done a lot of very hard work. You've trained them very well. They had a lot of great things happening when they came in today. So what types of things do you feel you got out of today? What your students got out of today?
Well, first of all, I think that clarification that I'm on the right road, which makes you feel great as an educator.
Always nice.
Yes. And I think on the other side of the podium, the kids knowing that, you know, what we're getting at Easton is quality work. Yes. And then they grew a couple inches as well. And just that camaraderie of knowing that this is okay, that this is a great thing to do, with all this extra excitement around us.
It's nice to see that there's other programs like yours that are out there doing exciting things like this. And they get a chance to hear some of those, and they get to hear even a step up with Westchester University and their wind ensemble and the wonderful things happening here.
Right.
Kind of gets that bug in their ear too.
Yeah, so. It's just exciting. It's exhilarating to think that the kids are giving up their Saturday.
Yes.
To be here and be excited about music.
And how dedicated they are to be doing that. That's tremendous. And It's nice to, as you mentioned, kind of have some things maybe that you've been saying on the podium on a daily basis validated with these experts, you know, like Dr. Sita Toll and Mr. Martin and everybody who have been, you know, here that have been working with the groups. So it's
and it gives me other ways to approach the same things. So other terminology or other just fun methods to get the same end result that we've been trying to get.
Exactly. Well, and you know, to mention our other clinician, John Casagrande, did some very fantastic warm-up things with your group. They responded quite well to that, I thought.
Yes, and you know, we're always against that evil thing called the clock.
Yes.
And to hear him restate how important it is to always do the warm-ups.
Yes.
That reaffirmation of, yes, we need to do this, even if it means 5 minutes less on the literature. It makes the literature so much better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank
you for being part of our panel discussion. Your insights were very, very helpful, and I know when we archive that, it's going to be very helpful to those who are watching at home. So,
all right, and thank you.
Absolutely. Best wishes on the rest of the school year. Thank you for coming.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Take care. All right, our next ensemble is the Central Bucks South Band. Brian Cox is the conductor. The pieces that I know they've been working on in their repertoire are Pageant by Vincent Persichetti, O Magnum Mysterium, the Morton Lordson piece as transcribed by H. Robert Reynolds, and they've also been working on Symphonic Dance No. 3 Fiesta by Clifton Williams. That's been interesting. That piece has had a bit of a resurgence the past couple of years. I've heard a lot of groups playing it again, and it's a fantastic piece of literature, so it's great to see that. All of these really band classics and are going to be a wonderful performance. So I'm not sure what portions they'll be playing. Again, the bands are just playing portions of their music because we're getting all the groups through here in a fairly short amount of time. They've been playing a lot today, so this is just sort of a brief show and tell to highlight some of the things that they've worked on today and the things that they've made some improvements on, and really taking their next steps as they continue to prepare this repertoire for later concerts in the season, perhaps state festivals, that type of thing. Maybe just a couple more quick announcements here. We want to thank again some of our wonderful sponsors, Etymotic, who has a series of ear protection devices, earplugs basically, that they manufacture, and they're trying to get the message out that young musicians in particular need to be protecting their hearing at a very early age to prevent them from having hear loss later on down the line. And it's not just drum set players and guitar and bass players in rock and jazz bands, but it's the regular concert musicians as well, because the sound levels, especially in the newer music, can get quite high sometimes, so it's important they protect that. And we are ready to go into the auditorium. Here is the Central Bucks South High School Band, Brian Cox, their conductor.